Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Punaktu Sah Veeryam Karavavahai
Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
vidvishamahe.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Hari Om Shivani ji.
हेलो, कैसे आप?
Namaste.
नमस्ते।
So we will dig right into the Tattvabodha. Tula, I'm just going to introduce a little bit because I think Shivani ji has not gone through. And then we will come to where we left. We haven't gone too far, so we'll come to our homework.
Yes, so we just finished Vairagya last time. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem.
And then I had given 2 questions for homework, right? So hopefully, once I summarize this, hopefully Sajni will also join and
Join,
then
yeah.
we take the homework.
Sure.
So yes, we still have to do the invocation. Vasudevendra Yogendram
वासुदेवेन्द्र योगेन्द्रं
नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम्
नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम्
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय
तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते.
तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते.
So in the invocation, this Granthakara, who is said to be one of the Shankaracharya ji, Shankaracharya ji of one of the Pithas during one of the time. Not by Adi Shankaracharya ji, but one of the Shankaracharya ji. He has compiled or composed this Grantha, namely Tattvabodha, and he is telling what? Mumukshunam hitarthaya Tattvabodho vidhiyate. Now I will tell this Grantha called Tattvabodha for what? For the well-being of Mumukshuna, those who are desirous of moksha, those who are desirous of liberation. Mumukshuna meaning those desirous of moksha. What is moksha? Moksha is liberation or freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from the sense of bondage. Not a real bondage. Bondage is a sense. Like the 10th boy has forgotten to count himself, and therefore he thinks 10th boy is lost. So, what is the nature of bondage? In that case, is he really lost? No, but still he gets a sense of being lost. And in the same way, when we talk of liberation, when we talk of freedom, from bondage, are we really bound? No, it is just a sense. Why does this sense persist? Because of not knowing. Why did the 10th man think that he is, that the 10th boy is lost? Because he didn't know, or he forgot to recognize that he was a 10th boy. He forgot to count himself. And so also, we have forgotten our Swarupa. We have forgotten our nature which is what Ananda. We have forgotten our nature which is happiness. And so what we do is we seek for happiness from external objects. And those external objects, yes, for time being they give me happiness, but how long do they last? How much do they last? They last for a while and then it loses its charm. And so again I'm hunting for another trip. So every seeking of happiness from another object is like a trip. So I am going from one trip to another trip to another trip, from one vacation to another vacation to another vacation. And I'm not landing anywhere which will give me this permanent, eternal,
Happy.
24/7 happiness. So this is the bondage we are talking about. It is a sense because it is a sense of bondage and not a real bondage. It is a sense of bondage which has arisen because of not knowing myself, as well as not only do I not know myself correctly, I take myself to be other than what I am. So I misinterpret and misunderstand myself of who I am. I think that I know myself, but in fact, uh, this I is the most abused entity. The most abused entity in this world is this letter I, is this word I, is myself. Self is the most abused entity. So, for the well being of such mumukshus, the author says, I will compose, I'm composing this Grantha Tattvabodha. What is the bondage we are talking about? That feeling of helplessness, that feeling of limitation. That while my nature is limitless, I am left with a sense of limitation. I am left with a sense of helplessness. Of whenever things don't work in accordance to my thinking, then I feel helpless. Then I feel bound. This is the helplessness and feeling of the sense that we are talking about. So we have to know that what exactly do we want. When we say that we are bound, then we should equate ourselves with that feeling. Do I have that feeling in our life that I feel helpless when things don't go in accordance to my wish?
My way. Mm-hmm.
I do. And so, do I want to be liberated from that feeling? Yes, I do.
Yes.
Um, so that for that, this grantha, the author is composing. And how is he composing? So, in the first line says, Natva Gnana Pradun Gurun, having saluted my Guru who has given me the knowledge. My Guru, whose name is Vasudevendra Yogindram, having done that, having saluted him, having paid my prostrations to him at his feet, I compose this Grantha Tattvabodha for the well-being of those desirous of freedom from this sense of bondage. Then the Grantha starts Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannadhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshyamaha. So the Grantha starts. What? That now I am going to tell all of you uh, this Tattva Viveka Prakaram. I am going to tell you the Tattva Viveka as well as the Tattva Viveka Prakaram. I am going to tell you all what this reality is. I'm going to tell you the reality of the discrimination between what is real and what is unreal, what is self and what is non-self, what is the truth behind everything. There is one truth behind everything, and I'm going to communicate to you regarding that one truth. And everything other than that truth is false. So I'm going to, so there are all these different discrimination or differences that one should be made aware of. And that I'm going to tell you. And not only that, not only I'm going to discriminate, I'm going to show you how self is different from non-self, how truth is different from uh, falsehood, could, like Satya and Mithya, that the terminology will be introduced. Um, Not only that, but I'm also going to tell you Tattva Viveka Prakaram, the method to know this. That also will be told by me. Why? Because this is the moksha sadhana bhutam, because this is the means for liberation, for gaining freedom. And I will tell you, you all this means of moksha to all of you who are what? Who are qualified students. What kind of qualified students? Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannadikarina. Those who possess this fourfold qualifications. So with that, then we enter the text of what are those fourfold qualifications. So now the whole text is the Shishya asks the question and the Guruji replies. So it's in the form of a dialogue. So we started with the Shishya asked, Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim, what are the fourfold qualifications? So the Guruji lists all the four sadhana, all the four means. What are they? Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekah, Iha Mutra Kapalabhoga Viragah, Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi, Mumukshutvam Ksheti. Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi, Shatka Sampatti, and Mumukshutva. So, Viveka and Vairagya are the qualities of intellect or the mind, thinking faculty, and Shamadhi, Shatka Sampatti is the quality, is qualification at the level of mind, the habitual faculty. So, what we call emotional maturity, that is represented by this sixfold Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. And then the last one is, fourth one is Mumukshutvam, this intense desire for moksha. What, so, uh, this is how Guruji first lists these terms, the fourfold qualifications. And what is Viveka? In that definition itself, the Acharya says that we are talking about, when we are talking about qualifications of the seekers, we are talking about uh, Vivekaha, the discrimination between what is Nitya and what is Anitya Vastu. What is Nitya Vastu, meaning what is permanent Vastu, what is unchanging Vastu, what is that unchanging reality, what is the permanent reality, versus what is the impermanent or changing reality. So this is the qualification we need as a seeker, that through our experiences in life, are we able to figure out that, yes, I do get enjoyment here, but is this Nitya Vastu or is it Anitya Vastu? Is it permanent or is it temporary? Is it changing or is it unchanging? So, are we able to figure that out? If we are able to figure out, and then we are going to, and if we are able to walk further on those lines, then we have some scope to go ahead. Then Vairagya. Talking of Vairagya, what is Vairagya? Iha Putrartha Phala Bhoga Viragah. So this passion for enjoyment, this passion for enjoying things either here or hereafter, life, after death. So people want to go to Swarga and enjoy, have more happiness. So people want to have happiness as a human, through their human life, and then there is also possibility of gaining happiness after birth through having uh, um, taking another embodiments like Vargaloka, etc., going to Swarga, etc. So this fellow does not have, it doesn't fall for this luring, temptation of enjoying happiness, enjoying bhogya padartha, either here on this earth or elsewhere after death, afterlife uh, yeah, what's the word? Basically, after death, to another life, through another embodiment, he doesn't crave he or she doesn't crave for uh, enjoying things, or he or she
Hmm.
doesn't crave for happiness from enjoying things. Let me put it that way. They When we don't crave for enjoying things, or
Mm,
when we don't crave for happiness from enjoying things either here or hereafter
mm,
in Swarga, then that state of mind is called Viraga. Then
Virat.
Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, uh, um, it will be Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, and one Shama, Dama, Uparama, and Uparama and Uparama. So again, all of these will be unfolded further by the Acharya. So right now we are just listing. Vivekaha. So now the Shishya takes one value qualification and asks about what exactly is that. So Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. He asks, what is this Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha? And Acharya says, Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma Tat Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. There is only one reality which is real, unchanging, which is permanent, and everything other than that is what? Anityam. Is it? It is changing. Okay, okay. Sorry, somebody's message. uh, she thought it was 5:30.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we will just check with her. If we
Mm,
want 5:30, then we can keep 5:30.
mm,
For her, we have changed, so we'll check with her.
yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
So this Nitya Anitya Vastu. This alone is Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. Then we came to last time Viragaha Kaha.
Mm,
So what is this passion? Iha Swarga Bhogeshu Icha Rahityam. The absence of desire for happiness uh, through enjoyment of objects either here in this life on earth or
mm,
uh, you know after death through another life. So this condition is called viragaha. Depending on external objects for your happiness, to become free from that dependence is called vairagya. So
mm,
now we saw this much. And
mm.
now I gave you homework. So can you please repeat what was the homework?
It was like we discussed. Hello?
Yes, I can hear.
Yes. So we discussed Vairagya in detail, right? It was about that understanding Vivek. So understanding discrimination, we discussed that we always chase something. So we are chasing that limit. We want that limitless. Um, we want that permanent happiness, but we chase that limited happiness. So Vairagya was that understanding that nothing is permanent. We still are able to do our jobs, understanding that everything is limited, but as like simultaneously not accepting not expecting anything, uh, from it. So detaching yourself um, with that, and a situation, an example of our life with that.
So did you come up with the situational example?
Yeah, so I thought about it, but in my life so far, I'm like I can't give me just one moment. Give me just one moment.
Hmm. Shivani ji,
Oh,
you also can come up with example of your life. Um, I have forgotten
vairagya.
the question. My Vairagya in the sense of how we have explained. So, um,
I just know,
I
see, my kids are
Hello?
not with me, but I remain detached only. That
no
state is
in the
vairagya.
in the sense of okay. Let me have Tula repeat the question.
Yeah,
Tula, what was the question again of the
yeah.
homework? What was the homework?
Just give me one very quick moment. Yes, so the question was that how we understanding that it's not permanent, how we can still manage ourselves with that detachment, right? So, for example, I want a new job, understanding that when I get the job, I'll be so happy. I will be like, I will get all the money. But actually, when I get the job, it's not like it, it doesn't give me happiness because it's limited, it's not like permanent. So understanding that fact in my life, am I able to detach myself? So when I actually thought about myself, currently I'm not. I'm always, even if I understand that money doesn't give me happiness, I still have dreams about those things, right? I still want ke
Hmm.
money, like I still want ke I want big house. I understand, right? That big house
Hmm.
doesn't,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
like still in my life I can't, like detach
Yeah.
myself. So that is
Yeah.
something I think I have to work on. I can't like I'm not
Hmm.
able to still work on it.
Hmm. Right.
Uh-huh.
What was the second question?
So I think that
You
was
did
the
two
whole
homeworks, right?
example, no, about Vairagya. That are you able? So you remember you gave a sentence from Swamiji, from a book or something about Vairagya, that understanding the Vivek, like how can you still sustain your life, right? Ki,
Hmm.
how can you still do your job, how can you still work for everything you want but detaching yourself? I am not able to
Hmm.
do that somehow still, you know.
It's okay. We all have to work on it. Vairagya only a Gnani can have in total measure. So it's a developing value. So none of these values are
Hmm.
like, 100%.
Yeah.
You grow into these value. So you develop the value for the value, first of
Hmm.
all. You understand what the value is.
Hmm.
Then, uh, so you understand the swarupa, the nature of or the particular value. Then you try to understand the advantages you will have by following that value.
Hmm.
Then you would also understand the disadvantage you would have
Hmm.
by not
Yeah.
following that value. And
Yes.
in this manner, your mind is motivated
Hmm.
to incorporate this value
Hmm.
in your system, because right now it is there in the hardware somewhere, but it is,
Yes.
or somewhere, whatever language you want to use, but it has not, imbibed in.
Hmm.
So that transformation is going to take time. It is going to be a work in progress. It's going to involve repeated education. Uh, so, but then, yes, you right now you're thinking of your job, and that's fine. We're not talking about. We do have vairagya in some. We all have vairagya in some aspect. Like, see, last time, what example I gave you is in childhood, we used to play marbles, and then at some point we went and switched our interest changed to what? From playing marbles and playing Barbie dolls to playing
Hmm.
badminton.
Yeah.
And when that switch happened, we perhaps never even thought or never analyzed how our attraction to marbles,
Hmm.
I didn't have to leave my attraction for badminton itself became the cause for dropping
The
of that
marbles.
attraction towards playing marbles or playing Barbie dolls, etc. So, in
Hmm.
that manner, in life, we have gone through, each one of us have gone through some form of vairagya in our life where we have dropped things and we have picked up things.
Hmm.
And that dropping has not even involved any effort from our side. It's not that I effortfully have dropped something. So when I have intensely desired for something else other
Hmm.
than this thing, then that thing has automatically dropped in my life. And we can say, yes, that for that thing, now I have vairagya towards in my life. So we do have vairagya in our life in some areas, not in all areas. We do have vairagya in some areas. Uh, yes, that vairagya is not there in all areas, that we will develop.
Hmm.
And again, vairagya, as we discussed last time, it is basically an attitude. Uh, Vairagya is the attitude that you have towards a particular thing. So, even a rich man can possess Vairagya. It is not that for having Vairagya you have to be poor, you
Hmm.
have to give up everything. So, there's a
Yeah.
difference. What is Vairagya? Vairagya is seeing things for what they are, appreciating things for what the thing is, not over judging it, not over evaluating it, not overestimating it, not putting over value over anything.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
uh, if an object is worth 10 rupees, then you don't just vairagya is not about this is zero.
Hmm.
Vairagya is, understanding the value of that object and using
Hmm.
it for what it is, not putting a lot of weight on it of, oh
Hmm.
my God, this is very valuable, and neither like this is worthless. So it
Hmm.
is that balance and like you make use of it as and how you need to. Equally, you have this clear understanding that even though I'm using it, happiness is not coming from that.
Hmm. But you also mentioned to, like take an example from, like, let's say you gave homework to take an example from ourselves, right? From
Yeah.
our journey. But like
Hmm.
since this today, like I don't know that if I'm, so I understand that things don't give me happiness, but I
Hmm.
like I'm still sad when I don't get things. So that shouldn't happen, right? That's
That's
something.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. We are going to. It's not like that. I make a statement and it's going
Huh,
to happen.
huh, huh, huh.
Why? Because this
The
statement
journey.
is at the level of
Mhm,
intellect, and your feeling is at the level of habit.
hmm,
So your intellect has to now, make its impressions and change the habit. that so far you held on to. So the whole sadhana is not only understanding what things are, where the happiness is coming from, but then now you're slowly going to change your habits pattern, and that is going to involve a lot of education.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. In the case of 10th man boy, once the 10th boy is told that you are the 10th boy, then immediately he knows. And so also here also it is the same thing. It's no different. What's the problem here? Here the problem is there is a lot of uh, obstruction, and we have to clear all those obstruction to be able to appreciate that knowledge. So more the obstruction, more I have to work on it. So when the Shastra is trying to educate us, most of the work is in getting rid of all those obstructions. So the cloud sun is always shining. Even when the clouds are hiding the sun, uh, the sun is there. Just because the cloud is hiding the sun doesn't mean sun is not there. In fact, because you are able to see the um cloud, uh, or you are able to see the cloud because the sun is. Had the sun not been there, you would not even be able to see the lining of the clouds. So also, it's these distractions which keeps me away from owning this truth. And so, what we are going to work on is this removing or removal of these obstructions. And this is what the fourfold qualification does. That to a large extent, not completely, but when the seeker is qualified with these fourfold qualifications, then to a large extent, the obstructions are removed so that now the seeker is available to listen to the Shastra, to listen to the teaching and imbibe it. So, but yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. So, but equally, you don't make it loose. Okay, it is going to happen whenever it's going to happen. You continuously try to work on it. You continuously educate yourself. The second thing that we had discussed last time or the weeks before was uh, the desire behind all the desires.
Last to last time,
Right?
right? Mm.
Yeah. I may desire for more money
Mm.
or a bigger house or a vacation. But is my desire for more money or a bigger house or a
Mm.
vacation? Am I actually desiring for going to Switzerland or getting a bigger house or a petrol pump or a job in bank? Or am I desiring something
Something
else
else.
through those desires?
Yeah.
That was something I wanted you
Right.
to ponder upon.
Yeah.
Right?
Last to last time.
I am desiring something else through that, and that is happiness. But that
Happiness.
happiness you are getting na, from that from whatever that desire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are getting that
Mm-hmm.
happiness. When you go for vacation, you get happiness. When you go get a new house, bigger
Mm-hmm.
house, you do get happiness. But
Mm.
that happiness is not lasting. That's the
Yeah.
problem. That you thought that once you have a house, you will be happy, quite happy for a long time, for a length of time. But
Mm.
what happens is, before long, that happiness, it gets
Oh,
the balloon gets pricked. So you're back to square one. You enjoyed for a while, and now you're back to square one. Now you are again in that mode of hunt, hunt
Mm.
for happiness. Now again, I want something more, want something more. So, like that bottomless pot, that if you drop a coin in a pot, someday it will fill,
Mm.
and even if it doesn't get filled, at least it should get half filled. But here there is no quantification in that manner. Like
Mm.
even when I'm experiencing happiness, it is not that okay, I have gained 10% happiness, now I have to gain 90% more. I find I
Mm.
am always 100%
Empty.
empty. Regardless of the happiness, full-fledged happiness
Mm.
having come and gone, I feel how empty am I? I am 100% empty. So our life has gone through this kind of happiness of bottomless pits, bottomless, the containers. That kind of happiness we experience, and we are always left uh, with emptiness. And that is what
Taking
we
more.
want to work on.
Mm.
That is what we want to work on. And how is that going to, how can we work on that? By this understanding uh, that by this understanding of Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma,
Mm. And
and that Nitya Vastu is Anandam also. That Nitya Vastu, that one reality, that unchanging reality is happiness also. That unchanging reality, which we call Bhagavan Ishvara, is Brahman. Brahman or Ishvara or Nitya Vastu is one alone, and happiness is its nature, and everything other than that is anityam. By this understanding, so this is the understanding, and when this understanding becomes mature, then it culminates into vairagya. So vairagya is the culmination of viveka.
mm.
It's vairagya is not a particular act. Vairagya is the maturity of your intellect that is available to you when your viveka becomes mature,
Mm.
when your understanding becomes mature. Until then, like the kid, he wants chocolate, but mother has the viveka that more chocolate is no good for him, for his teeth,
Mm.
his gums, etc. So, respecting the mother, the child may not do it. And he may also, the mother gives the viveka that child, don't eat too many chocolates, otherwise your teeth will fall away. This will happen, that will happen. So here he has it, but here he doesn't have. He still wants here chocolates, more chocolates, more chocolates.
Mm.
Why? Because his viveka hasn't become mature. Uh, so he hasn't owned up that viveka. When that viveka will become his own, when when he grows up, and when he becomes firm on this understanding, then that vairagya will naturally it,
Come.
it will it will develop basically. So
Mm.
vairagya develops when your viveka becomes mature.
Mm.
Uh, so Sajini ji, have you done your homework?
No. I'll be honest. But
Ah,
I can ask a clarification question. Um,
okay.
uh, Viveka is discrimination, Vairagya is dispassion. Is that right?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm. Okay. Mm. And so when
that's it.
the Viveka is complete or mature, then the dispassionate begins.
Mm.
Yeah. So then yeah, yes.
And sometimes
I don't know if there's a dullness or an apathy or a dispassion. Um, does that make
Can you
sense?
give example?
When you don't have a desire to do certain things, is it a dullness, like a depression, or a dispassion?
What is
Very
this
good.
passion? Let me come back to that.
Yeah.
Here it is given in this manner. It is it's the absence of desire, but absence of desire based on the understanding that nothing in this world, happiness is not coming from any object in the world. With this understanding, there is icharahityam, meaning even with this definition, I would like to go with Swamiji's definition on Vairagya.
Mm. Mm.
Swamiji's definition of Vairagya is what? Objectivity. Being objective about a thing, meaning not underestimating a thing, not overestimating.
Mm.
So you have 100 rupees, you don't, this passion is not, paisa kuch bhi nahi hai, money is nothing. That's not this
Mm.
passion. Money is something. Like you do get your food, etc., groceries with the money. So
Mm.
we are not devaluating it completely. We know what it matters for, but what do we know? That yes, money can buy food, money can buy groceries, etc., but money cannot buy happiness. So this we are clear that yes, there are objects in the world which are useful to me, and I make use of it. Even with all this Vivek and Vairagya, I make use of it. But with what understanding? That I am making use of it for a particular, activity or whatever, but not for happiness. I'm not depending on that thing for happiness. I uh, I remind myself that happiness comes from what? Not an object. Happiness is not depending on an object. Happiness is my very nature, which I have to
Yes.
own up, which I have to understand, which I have to assimilate. But this kind of understanding brings about vairagya, meaning brings about an objectivity so that I can easily uh, use this phone in order to have vairagya. I need not go to the extent that I am never going to use a phone again in my life.
Mm.
No. Vairagya is what? Use the phone for calling and doing in the internet search or whatever. And
Mm.
then once you're done, you keep it aside and now you dwell in your Swarupa. So
Mm.
make use of things as and when needed. And then, don't just be addicted to this thing. Uh, don't overvalue it. That's Vairagya. A healthy relationship with any object in the world, that is called Vairagya. So
That's a
Vairagya is
very
what?
good definition.
A
A healthy
healthy
relationship,
relationship.
healthy objective
With,
relationship with any object in the world. That is better.
yes.
Excellent, Devin. I understand better.
And that includes our emotions. See, Vairagya starts with external thing, like we want Vairagya for ice creams and pizzas and our vacation and job and more money, etc. Slowly, slowly, it enters our personality. Uh, and then we want Vairagya for even our demands and requirements of, at the level of emotions. We have various demands that, how people should behave with me. Uh, and
Mm.
Vairagya slowly enters even that aspect of our personality. I'm not going to dwell too deep right now because I want to first enter
Mm.
what are the different layers of personality. So
Okay.
that is Vairagya.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm.
good, good. Thank you.
So now we will go a little bit further. we will go to the next qualification. So Vivek and Vairagya, as we discussed, are the qualifications at the level of intellect, buddhi,
Mm.
buddhi. And now we are going to talk about, so the Vivek and Vairagya are the thinking faculty. Now we have another faculty called what? Emotional faculty, which is what? Which is the main distracting faculty. Which is what? This is the faculty with which we do all our vyavahara. This is the faculty with which we interact with the world. And so even when I may have Viveka in my head, like Tula said, that yes, I understand that, this thing is not eternal, and this is not going to give me, permanent happiness, and still I'm attracted to it. I can't deny it. So this is where Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, when we talk about it, it's we're calling for that translates into that emotional maturity, and that the habitual faculty. So now we want to bring a change in our habitual faculty, what our intellect understands uh, and has developed into a vairakyam. Still, habitually, I go for what I have gone for so far. Habitually, I still want to gain happiness from having a vacation, from going to Switzerland for 15 days or a month. No, you can go, it is okay. I'm taking Shivaniji to task.
Yeah.
And, and having a big house or more money. But what? Habitually, we still want to go there. So now I have to uh, make the change, make that integration happen so that I can live those values. I can walk the talk. That's the phrase Sajani must have heard a lot from either Pujya Swamiji or one of the Pujya Swamijis. Walking the talk. Vedanta is about walking the talk. Yes, we all know what is right and what is wrong, and how what values we should have in our life. But life is all about walking the talk. So we have it here. Now we have to walk. So for that, what is needed? This Shamadhi sadhana sampatti is needed. So this is the area we all have to work on. Shamadhi shatka sampatti. So yes, Vedanta is a lot of shravanam, lot of listening, but it is also continuously applying your mind. It is continuously analyzing that, hey, I am interacting in this manner, or I'm going to interact in this manner. Is it in keeping with the values that I have learned in Vedanta so far? Yes or no? Yes, then fine. No, then should I change? Should I make some change in my life or the way I am interacting? What is that change? And even when we do this inquiry, it will not come right away. It's going to, require some patience with ourselves, some accommodation of our own personality. And yet, even when we fail to sometimes incorporate these values, we have to sustain ourselves and not lose that motivation. And just like that spider, how many times does a spider fall? Can you count even how many times it falls?
No,
And yet, how many times it makes its web again?
every time.
How many times are you going to do the jhadu and get rid of those spider webs? And is there a guarantee that the spider won't come there again if you don't do the mopping, etc. for a week. How stubborn and persistent it is. And so also we have to be very stubborn and persistent and work on these values. And yes, we work until we become what? Ashwarudaha. That's the word in Bhagavad Gita. Until you are Arudaha. Until we master it, until then we continue to work on it. So Vedanta is no easy going job. Yes, it is as simple as listening to I'm the 10th man and owning up. And yet we have to work somewhere where we have to work on our personalities. Because only when the reflection that is seen in our personality uh, is
The same.
distortion free, then we are able to recognize ourselves as it is. So the work is where? At the level of personality. We have to work a lot where? To transform our personality so that it is more cleaner and more steady, not continuously moving from one thought to another thought. All of these areas are where we have to work on, and that is done by what? This Shamadhi Sadhana Sampatti. So let's uh, see what the Shishya is asking. So, Shishya is asking, Shamadhi Sadhana Sampatti Kaha. What are these Shamadhi Sadhana Sampatti? What are these sixfold Shamadhi Sadhana means, qualifications? So the Guruji replies, Shamaha, Damaha, Uparamasthitiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanancha iti. So this sixfold uh, sadhana sampatti, which is called Shama, Dama, Uparama, Itiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhana. Uh, so Shamaha is mastery over mind, Damaha is mastery over sense organs, Uparamaha is withdrawal from external activities so that you can become inward looking, can focus on you know yourself. You can that overactive mind, which is as though having that ADHD. Is that the right word? ADHD, right? Attention deficit, whatever syndrome.
Yeah,
From that,
hyperactive mind. Yeah.
that hyperactivity, now you have to, your mind, all of our mind is what? Hyperactive. We all have hyperactive mind. That is, mind is like so by nature. And that hyperactive mind, now we have to slowly uh, control it and have it sit in our class. Which class? In our class of observing ourselves, what I truly am, observing the personality and being able to differentiate that this is not me and the seer of this personality. So with in all these aspects, we have to, unless we slow down, uh, we cannot see what the Shruti or the Upanishad wants us to show. And so we have to transform our personality to this level. And that Uparama, that Shanti, that relative composure, let's put it that way, composure is the word. That composure comes by Shamaha and Damaha. When you apply Shamaha and Damaha continuously in your life, it matures into what? Uparamaha, into that composure in mind when you can sit with yourself, listen to the Shastra, and imbibe it. So, this Shastra listening requires all this that you're able to sit with yourself for a length of time, and then you can do the churning up of the statements of the Shastra. Then titiksha, to be able to bear the pairs of opposite, that you may not like heat, and yet when you are exposed to this factor, external factor called heat, uh, you can bear it. You may not be able to bear cold, but when prarabdha, when situation makes you get exposed to cold, then you can bear it. You know, um, that value is called titiksha. Titiksha is also called graceful acceptance.
Now, what is
So gracefully,
damaha? Damaha?
the damahi is control of sense organs. We will come to all of this in detail. We will talk about all of this in detail. It is listing, but I thought that I should at least give some idea of all these terms. So titiksha is graceful acceptance. So even when we are exposed to pairs of opposite, not just reacting to it, rather being able to bear it, tolerate it, and not just helplessly tolerate it, but gracefully tolerate it, understanding that it is coming as Ishvara Prasada. Just like Ishwar gives us Karela juice, then that as well is a prasadam. Sajni can handle it. I am not able to handle it. Sajni, when she came here, she would give me neem juice. And I was not able to take that neem juice. So I don't want this titiksha. You keep your neem juice with yourself. But that is titiksha. Titiksha calls for that
Mm.
you gracefully accept it, taking it as prasadam or Ishvara. Then Shraddha. Shraddha comes when you haven't experienced a thing and yet you have to put faith into something to move ahead in life. And so also this Ishvara is something that you haven't seen, experienced, and yet Shastra is telling, so you are putting faith in it, and then you are moving forward. So Shraddha is pending discovery. That's how they translate. Faith meaning Shraddha is what? Pending discovery. Something which is pending discovery. So you have some faith, but it is pending discovery. You are not completely sure. But equally, you are not completely, you don't completely distrust it. So there is some aspect of trust that this thing that the guru will lead me there. When you are listening to me, you must have some shraddha that what Pushtiji is saying, it must be in keeping with what the Shastra wants to convey. If you don't have that shraddha, then you will be questioning, is it really, is that what Shastra is telling, or is she making somewhere a mistake? Or let us say if the Shastra is making some statements, then also you should have some Shraddha, or unless you have the Shraddha, unless you have some factor of trust, you would not be able to move along with the Shastra. You will not be able to, be in line with what the vision of the Shruti is. And yet you don't completely see it. So Shruti is at a point where it is seeing a complete picture where we are not. We have no other alternative except to resort to the Shruti, except to resort to the Shastra. So what option do we have? Nothing but we trust. But what kind of trust is that? So it is pending
Blind.
discovery. that not blind trust. It is pending discovery. Uh, blind trust is what? Blind trust, we would say that whatever somebody says, you just believe. Here,
On
if
Guru,
we don't,
with the Guru. Okay.
or Guru or Shastra. So whenever we say or of Shraddha, so we don't blindly believe in the sense if I have a doubt somewhere, then I have to resolve that doubt. So yes, we do have Shraddha. We have Shraddha in what sense? We have Shraddha that this truth can be revealed by Shastra with the help of the Guru. That much Shraddha we have, and then we move forward. But Shraddha, we would translate it as trust pending discovery. And then comes Samadhanam, meaning single pointedness, that focus, that concentration in life is called Samadhanam. And with that, we enter the next. So the Shishya now questions each of these sixfold values. Shamakaha. What is Shamaha? So Guruji replies, Manonigraha is the control of mind. Control of mind is called, or must, not control. I should not say control. Manonigraha should be translated as what? Mastery over mind. See, we are not that, Hitlers, that we are going to sit on the mind. We are going to master the mind in a very friendly way, in a motherly way. We have to master the mind. We're not controlling the mind as if, you know, uh, although the example is like that, as if holding the reins of the horses while you are in the chariot. That is the example. But the intention behind the example is not holding the mind like that. It is in a friendly and motherly way educating the mind for what is right and what is wrong, what is conducive to, or what is uh, advantageous, what is more, uh, what is going to be more in keeping for our well-being, for the mind's well-being, and what is going to hurt the mind. So, with that understanding, we cultivate ourselves into this one value, Shamaha. Tula, you have to go.
I have like a few minutes, that's fine. 5, 10 minutes.
Okay, so what I will do is I'll quickly, in a capsule form, I will tell what I want to discuss next time. So, and then we will call it.
Mm.
So, Shamaha, we will discuss this in detail next time. Basically, there is an equation in our life. That equation is what? That happiness I get from external objects. This through Viveka, now we have uh, understood that happiness doesn't come from the external objects. Our equation of life so far is wrong. What is our equation? Happiness is coming from external objects or external situation. That equation is wrong. So now each situation, I have to test myself. Am I living this situation based on my old equation that happiness is coming from outside, or am I basing it with the new understanding? What is the new equation? Happiness, permanent happiness, is not a matter of gaining from anything uh, external. So this equation, this education we have to do. Whether you live up to it, whether you go to East Side Marriott even after this, it doesn't matter. We have to do this exercise of education. Uh, And then we will find that we are still tempted to go to East Side Mario's, and we are still tempted to have enjoy our ice cream and to go for the big house and big car and big jobs, etc. And then we show ourselves the defects that are involved, the disadvantage, the defects, the dosha that are involved in choosing the way of life through that old equation. So that is called in Sanskrit dosha darshanam. So every time you expose your mind, you ask, do you want to respond to this thing as per your old equation or new equation? Are you still tempted to live as per your old equation? Uh, then make yourself do the dosha darshanam, the defects. What are the defects? That any enjoyment that you get from external objects or situations or people is what? Momentary, kshanika. It
Temporary.
is momentary, temporary, it is momentary. Then what? It is dukkha mishrita. So it is not completely, free from unhappiness. So it has this, um, it is mixed up with unhappiness. It has gradation, and I think we talked a little bit last time, but we will talk about it next time. How it has a gradation, and anything, even a vanilla ice cream, is subject to that gradation. I don't enjoy a simple vanilla ice cream every time the same manner I enjoyed it the previous time. There's a gradation. There's a law of diminishing factor. All these comes, so my enjoyment from an external thing is dukkha mishritam. And what? Third thing is maha ayasa. So any enjoyment I gain from external object, it requires or it involves a great effort, or at least an effort. Depending on what thing you want from life, it can be great effort, or at least it needs an effort. So this is the defects that you will have to remind yourself and educate your mind, and uh, make that attraction slowly wade away. So in this way, we have to cultivate our mind. We have to master our mind by educating, by making it see the defects involved in gaining happiness from external objects, in making ourselves more prone to that bottomless pit kind of happiness. So this we will again go through next time, maybe through some examples. Okay. 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 So we'll do prayers. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो
Gurubhyo
नमः
Namaha.
हरिः ॐ
Okay,
हरि ओम्
bye, Hari Om. See you.
I
I have a question.
yes